What's up guys, and welcome to a new video. So I got my Pure Summons Necromancer to level 100. I want to say I did it in about 14 to 15 hours, give or take. And that wasn't even rushing. This Necromancer build is strong from level 1 all the way to 100. Minions are definitely overpowered in Season 4, and I think it's great, because minions up until now have been at the bottom of the barrel. The Golem did receive nerfs since the PTR, but still does good damage overall. This build is super strong defensively and offensively. And it's just really fun to play if you enjoy minion builds. I did dive into the pit a little bit before recording this video, and I stopped at level 55, where the monster level is 154, just to give you guys a bit of a showcase. This build can definitely push a lot further than that, and I plan to do so. I do have decent gear on for the season just starting over a day ago, and pretty much I've started to upgrade it a bit. We will cover everything in this guide from A to Z. Timestamps will be down below, so feel free to jump ahead at any time. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Leave me a comment, guys. Helps the channel grow, helps the video, catch the algorithm, and I'd really appreciate it. Anyways, let's get right into it. We'll briefly go over the skills used in the build. We use Corpse Explosion. Now, we only use this for damage for our minions. You'll see that in the Paragon Board when we get to it. But basically, it doesn't actually do any damage itself, just a tiny little bit. It's basically to buff our minions. We use Corpse Tendrils. Because of our Ring of Sacrilegious, these are going off on their own constantly, pulling enemies in, making them vulnerable, slowing them down. Just awesome overall. We have Decrepify. Now, we use this to curse enemies. We deal more damage to cursed enemies that you'll see in the skill tree. Also, it slows enemies down, makes them deal less damage. Great curse overall. For our ultimate skill, we use Army of the Dead. This fits along with the whole Pure Summons Necromancer, and, boosts our damage quite a bit because of an aspect that we have, and just helps out overall and resummons our minions, even though they haven't died up to this point, and they rarely ever die, so it will resummon them though. And then down here we have Raise Skeleton, which is on our action bar. We don't ever actually have to raise skeletons or use the priest on our own, because Ring of Sacrilegious is also casting this for us. And then we have our Golem, which has tons of life and does tons of damage, and we basically use that to make him do his special attack. We'll briefly hop into the Book of the Dead, so I can show you which summons we're using. Down here I'm using the Reapers. We have the Reapers with the 15% chance to carve off a corpse. I just want to have as many corpses as possible so that we're constantly able to use our Corpse Explosion and Corpse Tendrils and stuff like that. So definitely going to use the Reapers down here. For our mages, we go with the Cold Mages. Now with Corpse Tendrils, we do make enemies vulnerable, but we also make them vulnerable with our Cold Mages. When enemies are vulnerable, it's a nice boost to the damage overall that they take. So we definitely want to make sure all enemies are vulnerable at all times. So we use the Cold Mages right here, and they chill the enemies and kind of slow them down a bit. So that's good also. And then last but not least, for our Golem, we are going to go with the Blood Golem. By a long shot, this is the strongest Golem overall. You can see down there, mainly because they gain 25% damage reduction and 50% increased damage, and that's multiplicative while they're healthy. And our Golem is a tank, pretty much always healthy, so you definitely want to go with the Blood Golem right here. Alright guys, now we will jump into the gear and aspects used on the build. Really quickly, go into the stats. Resistances matter, guys, so make sure to cap off all your resistances, or you're going to be taking a bunch of damage that you don't need to be. And then also around 9,300, somewhere between 9,300 and 9,400 is the cap that you need for armor now throughout the entire game. So as long as you meet like 9,400 armor, you're good. Obviously, I'm way over, so don't worry about that. But just try to hit 9,400 armor, and you're good to go with that. All right, so we'll go ahead and start off on the helmet. For the aspect up here, we're going to use the aspect of Hardened Bones. You can see right there, you and your minions gain 20% increased damage reduction. That's awesome. I need to find a better roll. 20 is the best one that I've found. Get up to 25, but that's just great for cutting the damage down. Now on the helmet, you want to try to go with Intelligence, Life, and Skeleton Warrior Mastery. The nerf that the Golem got is basically you can't get Golem Mastery points on all of your gear that you used to be able to before. Now you can only get it on your chest, from what I've seen. I mean, it doesn't even have any option to get it anywhere else. So you can only get Golem Mastery on your chest. You can get Skeleton Warrior Mastery, and you can get Skeleton Mage Mastery on 2 pieces of gear each, though. But anyways, back into the helmet. So basically, you want to get Intelligence on everything that you can. Remember, now minions inherit 100% of our stats and our damage. So with this build, you know, intelligence, and which, you know, right here we have a ton, almost 1700, which will be more shortly. But you know, intelligence goes over to raw damage. You can see right there, increases skill damage by 168%. So that's a nice boost, and that's part of the reason that my attack power is so high. And I'm sure people are going to ask, you know, how did you get your attack power so high? Because people always ask that in the comments. Part of it is, you know, getting the intelligence everywhere that we can. Now, I wanted to go with like a combination. I wanted to go with life on as many pieces of gear as I possibly could. You can see right now we're at almost 27k. You know, obviously that's at level 100. I am missing, you know, a socket right here. I could have another ruby, and then, you know, I don't even have the upgraded gems in yet. I haven't, you know, picked up enough to do that. Don't even have a socket in this ring yet. I mean, you know, we're meeting all of our resistance caps and everything, but we're going to be at more life. With everything said and done, we'll probably be close to like 30k, you know, with this setup. Anyways, though, back into the helmet. So you want to get the Skeleton Warrior Mastery, and I would get maximum life right there. And then you can see right there, I got, you know, lightning resistance and decrepify size. You know, you can get corpse tendril size on that also, or whatever resistance up above that you need. But that's what I would definitely go for. Oh, and as you can see, I have masterworked this, you know, the first 4 levels. Obviously, I plan to masterwork everything. I want to get a little bit better pieces of gear. There's certain changes that I want to do when I make like the more finalized in-game version of this build. But for right now, I did masterwork those up a bit. You know, a few of my gear pieces actually down here onto the weapon. I've went you know, 8 levels with the masterworking on this. So, but yeah, for the temperings on there, I have lightning resistance, decrepify size. You can get corpse tendril size right there also. Up to you, whatever you get or are able to get. Now into the chest, we have the Blood Getters aspect. You see right there, your Skeletal Priest now also empower you at 66% effectiveness. So basically, they're boosting us up just like the minions at 66%, you know, effect, which is nice because all of our stuff affects our minions in turn. So you want to get the Blood Getters aspect right there. Try to go with the intelligence, life, and then on here you definitely want to get Golem Mastery. Now I think that the way that you're going to get the most damage out of golems in the long run, I'm going to be looking for a chest piece with the greater affix to the Golem Mastery. So it starts out with a 3, and then try to upgrade that with the masterworking at all 3 levels. So, you know, in total we could get like, I think 6 level 6 Golem Mastery on your chest, you know, in the long run. And that's how we're going to really boost our golems damage up. But anyways, you definitely want to have the +2 to Golem Mastery on your chest right here. Get the poison resistance. I got corpse tendril size right there. Into the gloves, once again, intelligence, maximum life. I have skeleton mage mastery on here. Definitely want to have that. Now we're able to put summoning damage on here. So instead of going specific like mage damage or golem damage, I went summoning damage, so it affects all of my minions on any pieces that I could. So you see right there, I have decrepify size, summoning damage. I got a few pieces of gear with the greater affixes on it, which I found, which is cool. Right there, we want to go with the aspect of grasping veins, gain 18% up to 25%, increase critical strike chance for 6 seconds when you cast corpse tendrils. We're always casting corpse tendrils. That means that our minions are getting that crit chance, which is, you know, good for them. Down into the pants. Now, as you can see, like I said a minute ago, the armor right here is way over. We're way over the 9400 cap. Or 93, whatever it is. But you know, without this, then I would be under it. So, you know, I don't want to take armor or percent armor on any of my gear. I want to have, you know, stats that I want. So I'm fine with being over. We just throw the Juggernauts aspect on there for that. And then, you know, once again, right here, you can get ranks to Skeleton Mage Mastery here as well. You want to get the life and the intelligence. Now into the boots, you know, go for the life and intelligence, but this time around, we're going to take the movement speed. Now, when it comes to the boots, we could get Skeleton Warrior Mastery down there as well. Skeleton Warriors, to me, are kind of more like meat shields. The mages do a lot more damage. We're kind of spec'd more into the mages in the Paragon Board, which you'll see as well. But I didn't worry about the Warrior Mastery down here. You definitely want to have movement speed. And then, you know, for your tempering, get movement speed. And then I also got Corpse Tendril Size. And then you want to get the aspect of Occult Dominion down there. So you get 2 to your mages and your warriors. On the weapon, so I had a greater affix for my intelligence, which, you know, boosted it a lot before ever doing anything to it. And then I've masterworked it 8 levels, and when it got the major buff twice, it's hit the intelligence. So I'm getting 414 intelligence from my weapon alone, which is quite a bit. I mean, that's 41% raw damage. We also got the maximum life on there. And then down below that, you definitely want to go for the damage. Try to get the 78% if you can, because remember, our minions inherit our damages and stuff. So, and then we got the summoning damage. Then we got for the chance for the Skelly Mages attacks to cast twice. Basically, this is like boosting their damage a lot. I mean, if they're double casting half the time, that's, you know, they're doing like a third more damage or whatever it calculates to be. But it's quite a bit. So in my opinion, for the tempering down there, that's the best choice. You definitely want to go with the mages casting twice. And then for the aspect on your weapon, obviously we get 100% effect of aspects on our weapon when it's two-hander. You want to go with the reanimation aspect up to almost 80% multiplier for our minions because they're all alive pretty much always. Definitely over the 10 seconds. So now on the amulet, you want to get the aspect of Frenzied Dead, giving us our minions a ton of attack speed. I would go for the life, damage, and crit strike chance like I have right there. Try to get crit strike chance on the ring and also on the amulet. You know, obviously we want to boost our minions crit strike chance, base crit strike chance up as high as we possibly can, so they're doing more damage. Then we got summoning skill damage once again, and then I needed shadow resistance, so I got it right there. Right here into the ring. Now we have the unyielding commanders aspect on here. Basically, what you can see right there, Army of the Dead is active. Your minions gain almost 100% increased damage, and they take 90% reduced damage. Just a nice boost, because, you know, we have Army of the Dead going off pretty often, so it's boosting all of our minions up. Right there we have intelligence, maximum life once again, crit strike chance, ultimate skill cooldown. Now in place of the ultimate skill cooldown, I couldn't hit it, but you can get cooldown for your golem, which would be really good right there. I think it goes up to like 25, 35%, something like that. Ultimately, that's what I want to have right there. And then once again, we have summoning skill damage for our tempering on the bottom. You know, real quick, guys, you want to get the rubies for life in your gear. I put the skull in my weapon because I want to have life on kill. And then also you can see right there that the scythe gives life on kill as well. Back over here, though, we have the Ring of the Sacrilegious. Now, this is not need be, but it's like really nice and a nice quality of life for the build. And as you can see right there, I got a 925 with a perfect roll on the Raised Skeleton, Corpse Explosion, and Corpse Tendrils. So it's casting those all the time for me. I don't ever cast Corpse Explosion. I have it right here on my left click, but as you can see, I'm not even using it. I don't ever need to use it. You know, this ring's just awesome. Basically, this is like a 2-button build. We're running around hitting Decrepify on all the enemies, staying alive, and then also we're, you know, telling our golem where to go and use its special attack. So, but yeah, guys, the Ring of Sacrilegious, just really nice for the build. I love it. I don't know about you, but I like to press the least amount of buttons as possible. So I would definitely say to go with that. And I got super lucky. I actually, in World Tier 2, at like level 15 or 18, something like that, I had a Ring of Sacrilegious drop with the item power of 400, which is way cool. So it made my leveling process even that much more easier. All right, we will briefly run through the skill tree. Up top for the basic, you got to put 2 points in, grab Reap and Enhanced Reap. You know, from the get-go, I was using summons, maybe reaped a couple, you know, enemies in the very start, but as of now, we don't even touch our basic skill. You know, when I say Pure Summoner, we're Pure Summoner. Our minions do everything. We just buff them. Down into the core skills, once again, we have to spend right here just to get down. So we put 3 into Unliving Energy for maximum essence, 1 into Hewed Flesh, 1 into Corpse Explosion, run that back to Blighted. You know, people have asked before, why do you use Blighted? The main reason that we use Blighted is for Reaper's Pursuit. Damaging enemies with darkness skills gives us 15% increased movement speed. I like to move around as quickly as possible, so that's the reason that we use Blighted. You don't have to if you don't want to. You know, if you wanted some extra points, get rid of that, and this, and then you can go other places, but that's, you know, the way that I do it. Over here, obviously we want to level up all of our masteries. Here's our Skeleton Warrior mastery. 1 into Grim Harvest. This is the way that we get essence back. We're constantly consuming corpses, so we don't have essence problems with just casting our Decrepify. And then Fueled by Death, 9% multiplier for 6 seconds after consuming a corpse, which, you know, obviously our minions get as well. Down here into our curses, we definitely take Decrepify, run it back to Aberrant. Basically, it can reset our cooldowns, you know, and obviously, like we talked about before, it's slowing enemies down, making them do less damage. It's awesome. Amplify damage, you deal 12% multiplicative increased damage to cursed enemies, as well as our minions do also. Death's Embrace, you know, less damage taken and more damage to up close. Death's Approach, more movement speed. I want movement speed everywhere I can get it, so we're definitely going to take that. Skeleton Mage Mastery, max it out. We got it at 7 because of our gear. Down here, guys, we're going to 1 into Corpse Tendrils, 1 into Enhanced, and 1 into Plagued for the vulnerable. You know, Corpse Tendrils is awesome. You can manually cast this. I do once in a while, but for the most part, our Ring of Sacrilegious takes care of that as well. Obviously, over here, 3 points into Reaper's Pursuit so that we're getting more movement speed with our Blighted Corpse Explosion. Right here, Necrotic Carapace. You know, we get Fortify. We have Fortify up pretty much at all times just because of this alone. And we have another source of Fortify in our Paragon board that I'll show you in just a minute. Down into our ultimate skill, obviously, like we talked about, we take Army of the Dead, run it back to Supreme. Golem Mastery, max it out. We're going to get 2 into Bonded and Essence right here. Death's Defense, you know, increased armor and all res for our minions. Inspiring Leader, while you are healthy, you gain 12% increased critical strike chance, and your minions get 18% increased critical strike chance. So, you know, they're getting a base crit chance, and they're taking from your, you know, crit chance that you get right there. So, really good overall. Hellbent Commander, your minions deal 45% multiplicative increased damage while you are close to them. You know, obviously that's a nice multiplier anytime that you're close to them. And then down into our key passive, we're going to take Kalan's Edict for the attack speed. All right, guys, we will briefly go over the Paragon board. Really quick, there will be a link in the description for this build over on Mobalytics if you want to check it out that way. Right here in the starter board, we're going to come over here, take Prime, and we're also going to get Resilience. Right here, we're going to throw in the Mage Glyph. Really quickly, you know, I have my 3 main glyphs, which are Mage, Imbiber, and Golem up to 21 already. You can, you know, level your glyphs really quick in Season 4, which is awesome. Yeah, you definitely at least want to get them to 15 so you get the bigger radius, but, you know, eventually take them to 21 as soon as you possibly can. Anyways, though, right here, we have the Mage Glyph. Got 70 intelligence in radius right here, which is nice. Right here, we're going to take Preservation for armor and intelligence, knowledge for damage. And the next board that we're going to come into is going to be the Cult Leader board. Basically, with Cult Leader, we get a multiplier for every 20% of attack speed bonus that they have, up to 100%. Nice damage boost for them. We're going to come over here, get Armor Clad for minion armor and life. Get this around here. Come up this way, we're going to take Infused Warrior, Puppeteer for summon damage and attack speed. Right here, guys, real quick. So this spot is, you can put right here one of 3 things. And I have 3 different glyphs leveled up for this specific spot right here. Now we have Corporeal. You can see right there, you and your minions deal 10% multiplicative increased physical damage. Obviously, our Skelly Mages are dealing cold damage, so that doesn't help them. But it does help the Warriors and your Golem. And the reason I like Corporeal also is because of the movement speed. I mean, we're getting more movement speed per active minion right there. So you can run that for like a little bit of damage and speed. Or if you wanted to, you can put Exhumation. Now this, consuming a corpse, fortifies you for 4% of your maximum life. So that's more Fortify generation, so you always have Fortify up. And it grants 4% damage reduction. So for more harder content, like when I push the pit, I'll probably be using Exhumation, so I can just take it and switch it out. Because this one also is, you know, 40 intelligence. So for like harder content, put that in there. And then also we have Dead Razor. Now if you want to just go pure damage without the movement speed, you can see right here, whenever your minions deal damage to an enemy, that enemy takes 1% multiplicative increased damage from you and your minions up to 15%. So there's a 15% boost for each one of your minions, multiplicative. Then on top of that, you can see Paragon nodes within range gain 80% bonus, and that's at level 16. 80% bonus to their minion damage and damage reduction. So if we take that and we slap that in there for more damage overall, we're getting more damage from the additional bonus. And then up here, you know what I mean? You can see we get 25.7% damage reduction for your minions and 28% summon damage. So, we have these 3 to choose from depending on, what you're doing. So anyways, back into this board. So right there, it's up to you, either Dead Razor, Corporeal, or Exhumation. I'll go ahead and put this back for now. We're going to come over here, get Custody, Overlord. I don't know if I said it already or not, but Infused Caster over here for Skelly Mage damage and all res for your minions. This board over here is going to be Flesh Eater. You definitely want to run over and grab that. Consuming 5 corpses grants 40% multiplier for 6 seconds. That goes to your minions. They get a portion of that, and it boosts their damage a lot also. And it's pretty much always up because of the Ring of Sacrilegious always respawning and using Corpse Explosion. Nice multiplier right there. But after coming into this board, before going over to here, I would say come up next into this board right here, which is the Hulking Monstrosity. A huge damage bonus and life bonus for our Golem. We're going to come up this way, grab Frenzied Golem for damage and attack speed for your Golem. Over here, you're going to get Infused for damage and maximum life for your Golem. We're going to put the Golem Glyph in right here. When you meet the additional bonus, also, you get the 25% multiplier and a ton of damage, additive damage for your Golem. Come up here, we take Mutation for Golem damage. Right over here, we're going to get Borrowed Strength. Damage while golems are active, and total armor. Don't worry about the total armor, but the damage while golems are active, obviously that boosts your damage, and then in turn it's boosting your golem's damage. So definitely want to take that. Obviously come over here, get Hulking Monstrosity, and then over here we're going to take Flesh Horror for golem armor, and then the basically the all res for all of your summons. And then the final board, guys, that we're going to come into is going to be the Scent of Death board. With 2 corpses nearby, you get 15% damage reduction. With no corpses, you get a 15% multiplier. So just a nice node all the way around. In this, though, we're going to throw in Biber. There's 51 willpower on this board, and it works out good over here. You're going to grab Death Marked, and you're going to grab Preservation. Now, you may ask, why do we take in Biber? As you can see right there, 106.9% damage while healthy. And that's like not an additive damage. That's to our base damage. Our base damage, which obviously affects our minions' overall damage. So that's another reason why we have 40k attack power. People always ask in the comments how my attack power is so high, whether it was in the Barb videos or like a few of my minion build videos, and that's one of the reasons. And Biber inflates your damage quite a bit. And remember, that's while healthy. I think healthy is above like 85% and above your maximum life. So nice boost for your minions. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. If you have any questions or comments, let me know down below. Don't forget to like and sub. I'd really appreciate it. Helps my channel grow, helps the video get more views overall. There will be Pit gameplay right now if you want to go ahead and check that out. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys.